Will you see a white Christmas in 2025? Well, let's just say that this year is going to be record-setting, but probably not in the way that you're thinking. I'm meteorologist Andrew Markowitz, and here's what you need to know. These are the historic probabilities of seeing a white Christmas in the United States. Unsurprisingly, your chances increase if you go north or increase elevation and decrease as you move to the south. Breaking it down by city, Philly, Baltimore, and DC have not had a white Christmas since back in 2009, 16 years ago. This occurs about once every 8 years in New York City, every 3 years in Pittsburgh, and a little more than half the time in upstate New York. In New England, this ranges from once every 6 years in Providence, every 5 years in Boston, to nearly a slam dunk in northern Maine. In the Midwest, we see a white Christmas once per decade in Louisville, every 6 years in St. Louis, every 4 years in Indianapolis, every 3 years in Chicago and Detroit, just under a coin flip in Milwaukee and Cleveland, and pretty much a slam dunk in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. A white Christmas occurs every 8 years in Wichita, every 5 years in Kansas City, every 3 years in Omaha and Des Moines, and more than half the time in the Twin Cities and the Dakotas. It's about a 1 in 3 chance in Denver, a coin flip in Billings, Salt Lake City, and Spokane, and nearly automatic in the mountains and up in Alaska. And finally, if you live in the South, it usually requires a Christmas miracle. So how are things looking in 2025? So far, this December has been one of the coldest and one of the snowiest that we've seen in recent years in the eastern half of the US. But the rest of December will look a lot different as a massive dome of high pressure sets up right over the middle of the country and engulfs much of the US. This is known as an omega block and looks very similar to the heat dome that we see in the summer, and that will produce unusually mild and drier weather. Having said that, in the days leading up to Christmas, we are watching for a period of snow in the northeast and New England as a clipper system descends from Canada. We will also likely see another atmospheric river on the west coast that will bring heavy rain and mountain snow. But the big story is an overwhelming sea of warmth that will guarantee a mild Christmas for pretty much the entire country. Much of the central US will see temperatures that are 20 to 30 degrees warmer than average, which is more typical of October and could challenge daily record highs. The southern US will see temperatures rising well into the 70s, perhaps even near 80 on Christmas Day, which means you probably want to bust out the shorts. In fact, if you take a weighted national average, this Christmas is projected to be the warmest on record across the United States, which means you could probably rename it TORCHMAS. I know this is disappointing news to many of you, but some of you will still get a white Christmas. Let's take a look. A white Christmas is still a solid bet across most of North Dakota and Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and Michigan's Upper Peninsula. A white Christmas also seems like a strong possibility in the Northeast above Interstate 90, and there's even a slim but not zero possibility in places like Boston, Hartford, Scranton, and northern New Jersey. But if you want to see real snow this Christmas, just head to your favorite ski resort out west, although it has been pretty underwhelming to start the year. And as for the rest of you, better luck in 2026, I guess. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. And for more updates on severe weather all around the world, please make sure to follow me on all social media platforms so you can stay weather aware.